Welcome to David's Kitchen. Today I'm making a recipe that my Aunt Betty originated. It's called Betty's Fettuccine Chicken. This recipe will be featured in the Salem Baptist cookbook coming up, and I wanted to do it for you today. Now this recipe has been cut in half because it's only two of us here. This recipe is big enough to feed 4 people very well. So the ingredients we're going to need are going to be boneless, skinless chicken breast. We're going to use 2 breasts. We're going to need 8 ounces of mozzarella cheese, or if you'd like a little bit more, you can use that. 1 package of fettuccine noodles. I'm using half the package. This is a 16-ounce package. 2 cans of chicken broth. 1 can of Rotel diced tomatoes. I'm using the originals. You can use the spicier ones or the more mild ones if you'd like. I personally prefer the original. 1 can of creamy mushroom soup, Campbell's or whatever brand. Salt, some pepper, and that's about it. So what you want to do is you want to pour your chicken broth into a pot with some water, add a little salt and pepper to it, and cook your chicken breasts till they're done. Not overcooked, but close to it, because it's going to cook more in the oven. I've already taken that measure and pre-cooked and chopped up our chicken breast here. You don't want it really, really fine. You want some good chunks so you get the chicken flavor. The other thing is I've taken the Rotel tomatoes and cream mushroom soup and combined them together over some heat to make it a little more creamier. We've got that ready. While my noodles are cooking, they're almost done. You want to cook them al dente. In this case, it's about 11-12 minutes. They're almost ready. But before you drain this, you want to reserve a cup of the stock. I'll show you why in a little bit. So we're going to take some of this stock here. We're going to put this aside, 1 cup. And our noodles are just about done. You're also going to need a large mixing bowl and a baking dish. In this case here, it is a 8 by 11.5 inch dish. Of course, for the double recipe, you want a much larger dish. We've got our oven preheated at 350 degrees. The noodles are about ready. So when they're almost done here, in the meantime, we're going to take this large bowl. We're going to go ahead and combine our soup mixture, like so. Get yourself a spatula. You want to get every bit of this out of here, the tomatoes and all. You do not dilute this at all either, the cream mushroom soup. It's just 1 can of soup, 1 can of the tomatoes combined. So we've got that in there. Now we're going to go ahead and add our chicken. Put it all in here. We're going to mix this in really good. Now we're going to take some of our mozzarella cheese. Now, I prefer to use the block cheese that you shred. You can use the prepackaged stuff, but keep in mind the stuff in the package has a coating on it, preservative. Takes away from the flavor. So I've already got the cheese diced up and ready to go. We're not going to use all of this. I'm going to combine some of this in here really good. Like this. I actually shred a little bit more than 8 ounces. You can't go wrong with extra cheese. Extra cheese is great on everything. So, I'm going to combine this in. And our noodles are almost ready over here. It's coming along really good. This is a great dish. It's an easy dish, it's cheap to make, and there'll be plenty of leftovers too. In fact, it's even better the next day once those Rotel tomatoes get in and flavor that chicken really good. You really like it. Our noodles are about done. I'm going to shut them off. We're going to drain them. Remember, I kept a cup of chicken stock aside. Be sure to run your water cold before you dump this in your sink. Like I said, you want them al dente. You don't want to overcook your noodles. Now I'm going to pour this in here. You can actually cook a little more noodles if you want. All depends on your own personal preference. So we've got this mixed in really good. We've got the cheese in there. You can also top this off with, after we get it in the dish, with a little bit of Parmesan cheese if you like. You can do all kinds of different things with this recipe. All right, you want to blend this in really well, fold it in really good. So now, we're going to take our baking dish. We're going to transfer this over into it. I sprayed it with a little bit of non-stick spray. We're going to put this in here, like so. You want to use a spatula too. Get everything out of this bowl here. Smooth it out. And as I said, I got the oven preheated to 350 degrees already. Oh, that fits just perfect in this dish. Look at that. That looks great. All right. I saved the broth just in case you needed it to make it a little more thinner. In this case, I did not need it. Sometimes it's a little thick. You can add some broth to it before you dump it in here into your baking dish. In this particular case, I don't need it. That's the only reason for saving that. It was not required on this one. Sometimes if you have a little too much pasta, it'll dry out. So with that, we're going to top it off with some more of this cheese. This looks fantastic. All right, got that ready to go. You don't have to cover it or anything. You're going to put it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. And when that's done, we'll come back and we'll show you what we've got. Okay, looks like it's done. Our timer's gone off after 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and shut off the oven. Let's pull this beauty out of here. Smells great. Oh, it's nice and bubbly too. Now this half recipe only took 30 minutes to reach this. You want to cook it till it's bubbly. If you're cooking the full recipe, it'll probably take every bit of 45 minutes. Let me put this glove back on. It's a little on the hot side. Let's serve a little bit of this up here. Well, why don't we? Ooh-wee. Just a little bit. It's pretty hot. If you'd like, and I do. Top it off with just a little bit of Parmesan cheese. This is great served with a salad and maybe some garlic bread. Anything like that. As I said, this is a very delicious recipe, very easy to make, very inexpensive to make, and there's a little bit of preparation involved, especially shredding the cheese. Like I said, you can use pre-shredded cheese if you like, but I just don't like the fact they got a preservative on it. I like to use a block mozzarella cheese, and if you have a food processor, I highly recommend you use a food processor, unless you just like really working out. Oh, that's delicious. Get a little bit of the heat from that rotel, the creaminess of the cream mushroom soup, and of course the creaminess from the mozzarella cheese and that wonderful fettuccine flavor. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this and you try this recipe. Once you do it, you're going to love it. If you've got kids, they're going to request this a lot. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I plan to do some more in the future for you. So in the meantime, I want to say goodbye, God bless, and have a great day.